Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're watching us from. Welcome or welcome back to Wealth Hub Empire Show. And it's really, really good to have you. I am feeling energized, I'm feeling happy, I'm warmed up. We have just entered we are almost entering the last leg, the last quarter of the year. And all I can think about is gratitude for everything that we've been able to accomplish. Specifically, the journey that I began when I created this podcast. And let me just tell you, this one has been specifically prepared for you. My agenda or my calling is to ensure that whichever level of financial journey you're in, whether you're in the basics, whether you're in advanced level, whether you're beginning, you're in the messy, in the middle, or you're in the last part where you're getting into your financial freedom, this is a podcast that is created to cover everybody. And we have entered a season, I can sense it in my spirit, a season where now we're going to get into the advanced stages of money planning. If you go back, you'll find a lot of videos that I did before, basics, budgeting, all these things. And the script doesn't change, but we're just increasing the volume just a little bit, just taking things a notch higher to get you advanced in your money journey. And I want to ask you a question as we begin. What's your money story? Your money story is your money journey. And I believe that just like the way you have a health journey, a love journey, you have a career journey, you should have a money journey. You should be able to map out your money journey. And today, I'm here to help us map out our money journey. I'm here to start a series of advanced personal financial planning. And I'm going to ask, are you ready? Get your notepads, get your notebooks, get your learning cup, get your shoes that makes you understand every point. And I'm going to trust God that I'm going to be able to make it as simple, as enjoyable, and as, captivating as possible. Because for me, money or finances is a very important component of our life. I mean, money is your livelihood. It can afford you things. Money can make you very respected, or it can make you shunned away. Money can make you very healthy, and money can make you very sick if you mismanage it. That's how important money is. And because all of us, or 95% of us, when we were growing up, nobody taught us about money. Hey, we have to start this journey by ourselves. We have to do the research. We have to get in and do work. And you can imagine how when you start now getting the concept, getting the aspect, getting on the road to your financial freedom, how exciting it will be when you know you're putting everything in place. And by the way, it's not about winning, because it's not a competition. For me, I believe it's a journey of becoming like the best you can be when it comes to money. To be able to take care of your family, be able to take care of yourself, be able to take care of the future, and even leave a legacy for your children. So we're going to dive right into it. And today I just want to map out, what is this financial journey? What does it entail? And I began by asking a question: do you know your money journey? Let me just help you a little bit. Your money journey or your money story began when you were a child, when you were born. The background you grew up in, the parents that raised you, the experiences that were formed. And I have a full video on how the background you had affected your money, and you can go back. I'll put the link so that you can watch it. But your money journey begins when you're very young, actually from the ages of 3 going up to 7. That is where your money philosophy begins. But as we grow up again, the experiences that we go through, the kind of job you get, the career you chose, the friends you have, just your surrounding begins now to shape and give you a philosophy like money believes. And my agenda today is to get you to go down deep and look at, what do I think about money? Why do I spend the way I spend? If you save a lot and maybe you don't spend a lot, why do you do that? When you go back there, you're able now to see, what do I unlearn and what do I learn? So the question again is, do you know your money journey? What's your money story? I'll give you a bit of mine. Why I'm very passionate about financial freedom is because I wasn't born with a desire to be rich, by the way. Even as a young girl, I don't think I envisioned myself as being wealthy, because we were not wealthy. We were just a family that was doing okay. We were just an okay family. And all I wanted was to get into a career where I would get a job, be able to pay my bills and be comfortable for the rest of my life. That was just what I had. But along the way, I encountered life experiences. Life served me some dishes. And when I was trying to negotiate some of them, like taking a loan and investing in a business, and it doesn't work, then I was struggling to pay the loan. And then after that, I had a time when I lost my job and now I don't have an income. So I have a loan and I don't have an income. And then eventually I realized that what I was doing, because I was an accountant, was not making me very happy. Now from there, I wanted to switch careers and go into the world of financial advisory, where I'm paid more, or I can make more based on how many clients I'm bringing on board. So that story that I'm giving forms part of my money story, and it has brought me to where I am right now, where about 7 years ago, I began to realize that I struggle so much with some things. Is there a better way of doing this? When I shop, I'm feeling guilty. Is there a way people can just do shopping without feeling guilty? When I get my money, I'm not even waiting to plan for it. Is there a way? I became curious. And when you become curious about something, for some reason, God begins to send you emissaries or messages or podcasts or people messages. And I attended several forums, and I realized there's a reason why I behave the way I behave. I have a desire to live a good life, but I haven't mapped it out. I have a desire to take care of my loved ones and help them kick out poverty out of their lives, whereby every bill does not become an emergency. School fees is not an emergency. Having a baby is not an emergency. All these things are usually planned, and you can be able to see them coming. So how do you become better? So the first step of mapping your money journey, like mapping out your money journey as an individual. That's the topic today. I was talking all that to get to where I'm telling the topic today is mapping out your money journey as an individual. And sometimes to map out this journey, you need a financial advisor. You need to sit with somebody who can be able to listen to your story and tell you, this is why you're here. And let me make a statement right now. Where you are right now, in terms of money, you're the one who has gotten yourself there. Not even just money, even in life, whatever it is that you think is a struggle right now, you're the one who has gotten yourself there. So you're the only one who can get yourself out of there. And how do you do that? When it comes to money, you have to carry out a deep money analysis. Like you dive very deep into your money journey and ask yourself, according to my age, I'm just giving an example. Age doesn't mean anything, by the way. But according to my age or my peers, where should I be? And where am I at? And whose fault is that? I know we have different backgrounds. There are people who grew up and their parents knew a lot, so they got a head start. There are others, you even took care of yourself. You took care of yourself as a child, so nobody told you anything. Nobody showed you anything. So you have to forge your own path, and that's okay. Every category is covered, because even the ones that get an inheritance or a lot of money, if they don't know how to manage that money, they'll still end up at the beginning. Go back and ask. Examine and ask yourself, apart from budgeting, this is now where you it's not basic, it's not just budgeting. You're asking yourself, what are my values? Why am I here? What have I done so far with my career? Am I gonna be able to go where I want to go? So that's the first level. And like I said, if possible, you need to dive deep with the help of a financial advisor. Now, the step number 2, set clear financial goals. Now, after you've been able to analyze, what are my earnings, what are my incomes, what are my assets, what are my liabilities, and where I am right now, how did I get here? Now you start setting clear financial goals. Now, your financial goals are classified into short-term and long-term. Short-term are like, if you discover you have a debt, let's say a credit card debt, you need to map out a way of paying that off. If maybe you took a loan and these are short term. You took a loan and you did a business. The business did not work. Now you are carrying that loan. You need to find a way of paying it off, so that now you can start your journey of building wealth. Those are short term. Now your long term goals are like, buying a home, advancing your education or children education. Maybe you want to go and do a law degree. That takes a lot of time. Or you want to become a doctor. That takes a lot of time and a lot of money. Those are long term. If, let's say, you want to build a school, like me, I have an aspiration one day to have a university, Wealth Hub Empire University, where people learn about money, specifically about money, and also helping them map out their career. So step number 3, after now you have derived or ascertained, these are my financial goals, you now create a financial plan or a budget if you want. I'm avoiding to say budget because when I say a budget, everybody will be like, but I have a budget. Now, a budget is a list of your income, expenses, and what you're investing. That's a budget. But when we come to say a life plan, a financial plan, we're talking about, what am I building? Let me ask you, what are you building? What are you building? You've been waking up every day, going to work, coming back, getting money, paying expenses, paying debt. Exactly what are you building? That's creating a financial plan. Now, step number 4, after now you've created a financial plan, if there's one thing that can make you not get to where you're going, is an emergency. If something happens, like you get a loved one become unwell, even if you are building a billion empire, you will go back and take that money and pay for your loved one. So step number 4 is for you to build an emergency fund, a fund that can be able to take care of these unexpected occurrences. These are like an urgent medical need. Maybe someone in the family has suffered a great loss and you want to come through and help them. And even you yourself, maybe you want to do a change in your health life or in your body or something like that. An emergency can happen, and most of the time the emergencies that we come across, they are related to health, they are related to our well-being. So create an emergency fund. Your emergency fund should be at least 6 months to 12 months total of your monthly expenses. By now you should be able to know how much you spend on each and every item, and then how much you earn in total and how much you're being able to save. So that total that you normally use, bare minimum, basic, like if I had this money, I'll be able to survive. That's what you do. You multiply by 12. That's your emergency fund. And this emergency fund is also built slowly. Everything is slowly. Actually, the message I'm passing right now, I began by saying money journey. When I say a journey, what comes to your mind? A journey is not something you start and arrive tomorrow. So even your emergency fund, you build it gradually as you earn your money. Now, step number 5, and I'm very passionate about this one, is tackle debt. Tackle debt. If you don't tackle your debt, if you have any. If you don't have any, wonderful. But if you have acquired a debt in your pursuit of becoming wealthy, you took a debt and you started a business and now you're paying for that debt, but you're not very keen on it, and your age is also advancing. If you get caught up in your 40s and 50s with a debt that you have not paid, then even that retirement part of your life will be very hard. So tackle debt. How do you do that? There are several methods of tackling debt. You can either use the avalanche method. Avalanche method is when you start paying the high interest debt first, or you can use the snowball method where you start paying the small debts first. Either way, your debt need to be tackled. I believe in the future we'll do a deep dive on the various methods. There are several, there are about 5 or 6 or so, but the two that are very common is where you pay the first the debt that is earning more interest first, and then the other one is where you pay the small debts first. But either way, you need to start your journey to becoming debt free. Are we together? I have an audience today, so they need to answer me. Are we together, Koi? Say yes.
Yes.
Yeah, are we together? And if you have a question, you ask me. All right, so we are in point number 6. After you have come up with a method of tackling your debt, and your debt also should be paid gradually. I actually am not a believer that you should take all your money and pay off a debt, especially a debt that you took and the business is not giving you back. You shouldn't take all your money, salary, and pay off that debt. What you need is a plan. If it's a bank, talk to them, come up with a plan, a tangible plan that allows you to pay the debt, take care of your expenses, and also invest a portion of your income. Because if you abandon those two and tackle the debt, the truth of the matter is you will take the debt again once you're done. And I know I am preaching to the choir when I say there are people who take the debt, then at the end of the month, they pay it, then take again, then they pay it, then they take again. You need to break that cycle. How do you do that? Come up with a plan of paying for that debt very slowly. And then after that, don't take it again. If especially it was a bad debt where you bought a consumable with the money. We've done a podcast on this. Go back and look for it, where loans should be taken for the right reasons. Number 6, very important, invest for the future. This is the step number 6. Now, this is where the real money is made. After you have done your financial plan, after you have understood your money philosophy, after you have matched your values with your budget, after you have had a plan to tackle your debt, now you need to sit down and say, how do I build an empire? How do I wean myself off of my daily job? How do I ensure that I'm not a slave of my job? All right. Dependency is when you have to work to eat. Did you hear what I said? You two people. Financial dependency is the first level of financial freedom, where you're depending on your job, depending on your folks, depending on your spouse, depending on your wife, depending on your husband, depending on your children if you're in retirement. If you're depending on something to pay your bills, you're in dependency. You need to move to a place of being independent. Not financially free. That's a totally different ballgame. We need to say, I can take care of my bills. That's what we call being independent. So if you want to become financially free, you need to get to being independent first. You have a handsome income or a decent pay that comes, or business income. You're able to separate, these are my expenses, these are my investments, and these are, my emergency funds build up. You have a plan. Now you need to get a strategy. Actually, now the number 6, you can also call it invest for the future or strategy. And then we go to number 7. After you've had your strategy and it's moving very well. And remember, by the way, before you move from that point, automate your investments. Automate your savings. Don't lie to yourself that when you receive your money, you will walk to that place and invest. Just automate. Let your rent, your credit card payment, your school fees payment, your investment to wherever you invest your money be automatically deducted from your account. It's a good place to be. It's a good place to be, whereby you don't receive your money at the end of the month, and then you're very, very, very stressed, and then you're now starting to plan, and then suddenly eventualities are coming. Someone is calling you, they have this. Arrange yourself. Put a plan in place. And if possible, which you should by now, I mean, we are living in the digital world. Everybody by now knows if you are not automating your processes, then you're going to be left behind. So in the spirit of automation, automate your savings, automate your expenses. You will thank me later. So number 7 is invest for retirement. This is when now you plan of how you're going to leave your job and start doing what you love. Can I ask a question? Do you know your number? Actually, do you know your numbers? There are several numbers that you should know offhand. The number 1 number is, where should you be in terms of net worth today, according to your age? And I taught here before, you take your income, your annual income, you multiply by your age, and then you divide by 10. That's where you should be. Let's take an example. Someone is earning 100,000. I have people here, so they have calculators. 100,000. And their annual income becomes 1.2 million net. So that annual income, we will take it as their average annual income for the last 5 years. Don't multiply by 5, but it's just an annual income. Then multiply that by your age. If you're earning 100,000, you can go ahead and multiply that by your age and then divide that by 10. That should be your net value currently. How does it look? Uko behind? The pressure. So once you know that number, it does something to your brain. The other number you need to know is, how much do I need in terms of portfolio investment in order to say I can retire? Say your monthly expenses are 100. You need to have a portfolio that is earning you 100,000 without you reporting to work. Passive income. So the day you will reach there, you will know I can retire if I want. And then if you don't feel like retiring, you can continue working. By the way, retirement is not about an age. It's the ability to leave work if you feel like, if you want. So you now work. I actually don't believe in early retirement, but I believe in financially free before advanced age, like by 55 or 50, everybody should be financially free, whereby you can decide, I don't want to work anymore. I want to go and do the things I love. And by the way, for all of you folks who are doing careers that are not your passion, it's okay. I want to make an announcement. It's okay. Not everybody is blessed enough to be working on the thing that they enjoy doing, but we need to all start moving towards that thing that is our passion. I'm blessed because I love doing what I do. I love money stories. I love listening to people's backgrounds. I love organizing finances. I love organizing things. I started that when I was very young. I like order. I'm a very planned person. So when I'm planning people's finances, I'm in my element and I love it. And probably I'm going to do it for a very long time. But additionally, I want to get into serious coaching. Story for another day. Step number 8, educate yourself continuously. Why? So that you don't fall off the bandwagon. As humans, we always tend to gravitate towards rest, not doing what we are supposed to do. So what is that will keep you? All these things we have said, step 1 up to now, number 8. How do you keep track that you're on track? How do you get a sense of winning? It's by listening to podcasts, reading books, attending money forums, conventions. I will never ignore a convention or a conference dubbed Financial Freedom. You just put a poster. If I can, I'll be there. Why? Because I know I will always learn something new. Recently, I listened to a money story by a podcaster who does finance talks in Kenya. I love listening to him. And when he was talking, I realized his story is almost like mine. And I was like, I think for us to be able to stay course, to stay till the end doing this money business, and I'm sure you guys have heard of people who started this journey and then somewhere down the line they fell off. How you don't fall off is by continuously educating yourself. When I began this money journey, I wasn't automating my savings. I would trust myself to do it, and then some months I'd fail, other months I'm doing better, so I'm trying to make up for lost time, that I'm feeling like I'm investing too much. It was a roller coaster. But after some time I learned, and I listened to somebody who was talking about automating, and when I did it, now it's very hard for me to fail on my monthly investments. So this is me saying that continuously educate yourself, and I'm glad you're here. The fact that you searched for this podcast, I don't know how you found it, but it means that you're a candidate for creating wealth and becoming financially free as early as possible. So step number 9, review and adjust your plan periodically. We change, we evolve. Whatever you wanted 5 years ago is not what you want right now. Maybe the career you even started and loved it madly, now you have changed, you don't want that one. So your financial plan will keep changing. Even you keep adjusting it and changing it with time. Yeah, your money journey is not static. It evolves with your life circumstances. So do a regular review, a regular check, adjustment. 3 years ago, I did a plan, a vision board, and this is the second year we're completing. I was working on that one, but I feel like I need to go back. Even if it was for 3 years, I need to adjust a few things, because something has happened in my life, and I feel like I need a certain thing which is capital intensive, but it needs to be in my vision board. So readjust and review your plan periodically. Number 10, stay disciplined and patient. Patience is a virtue that is required in wealth building. I cannot overemphasize, because it's a slow burn. Let me call it that way. I know people get rich very quickly sometimes, but I think the wealth that is legit, the wealth that is tangible, the wealth that sticks is the one that comes to you patiently, is the one that comes to you long term. I'm sure you've heard people say about old money. That's what they mean. Money that has been gathering itself over time. So this requires a lot of patience. So in conclusion, mapping out your money journey is something nobody else can do for you. I think this is the only thing we get to do a la carte. I had someone make fun the other day and said that you can't choose your spouse a la carte. I don't know how true that is. You have to start with where they are and then you grow together. I'm not so sure. But this one, the money journey, how you're going to map it out, you're the only one who can do that. And if you can do that perfectly, you have the advantage of getting a financial advisor. Whether you're going to do that artificially through the robo-advisors or you're going to do it through a human, we haven't gotten there yet. We are not that advanced yet. So get a financial advisor, sit with them and map out. If that is very expensive for you, then map it out yourself. And then along the journey, you're going to afford. And remember, your journey is very unique. It's not going to be like mine, not going to be like any other person's. It's your journey. And I'm glad you have watched until the end. And be sure to leave a comment, like, and share with somebody who needs this podcast. Also, if you subscribe, you give me a chance to continue creating these money stories, money podcast, bring people who can be able to share their journey and educate us. We are learning. Most importantly, we keep learning. So your interaction with me is very, very important. So I encourage you to leave me a comment, leave us a question that we can tackle in our next episode. And please come back, because the next episode, the next couple of weeks, the next couple of seasons, we are now going to go into those 10 financial money journey steps, and we go deeper into each one of them. So next time, we're looking at this money journey deeply. What does it entail? And then we'll go to the financial planning, and then we'll go to all the things that I have mentioned. And I'm excited. I cannot express to you enough how excited I am, because finally I think we have a masterclass, a personal finance masterclass, an advanced. Now, when you're watching this, just know you're not in the basic category, you're advanced. Thank you very much. God bless you. See you on the next episode. Bye.